Hi everyone, it's Joe. Welcome back to The Ramble. It is Saturday, September 6th at 8:39 p.m. EST. So if you've been, if you're listening to these religiously or, every day or whatever, you may notice based on that sentence, this one is slightly earlier than typically. Like typically, not when they go up per se, but when I'm recording, unless they come in late, it's 9 or 9:20 or 9:30 or Well, today it's 8:40 now. So I'm doing this one a little earlier than I typically do them, because I think this one could be a longer one. I don't know for certain, but if it is a longer one, that would mean longer upload time. I need more time to, get all my thoughts out in one place. So I thought, let's start this one a little earlier just to see how long it goes. If it is a longer one, if you watch it all the way through, you watch it with breaks, I appreciate it. But yeah, I guess let's just get into it. So normally I would give you all a rundown of the day in, at least a little detail. So today, all I'm going to say is, I woke up, I got breakfast around 1, and then I've been in here and I worked on, schoolwork. And then I got dinner from Sonic's at around 5:30, and then I played Dead by Daylight. Normally I would give a little bit more of a play-by-play, a breakdown. But considering I know what I want to discuss, I decided to make the actual ramble bit of today's ramble short like that. I imagine today's video title will also be something a little different. Of course, I still classify it as a ramble, all things considered. The title will just be a little different. But I guess let's just get into it. I'm sitting on my bed with Sharky and Bunny and Severus, and I'm in my frog cardigan thing, and I'm in my pajamas, and but sorry, I'm stalling because I'm worried I'm going to get emotional and upset. I feel like I owe you all an apology. You all being anybody who has been listening to the past rambles from, say, this past week, maybe the week before, maybe even the week before that, but I honestly can't remember. Oh, also, I made a small update to the Spotify page for this, for my rambles, just a quick minute update that says, hey everyone, I'm on YouTube. And if somebody is on Spotify listening to these and they make their voice known, then I will start uploading on Spotify again. But for the time being, unless I hear anything, these will strictly be on YouTube from now on. Sorry. I just forgot, and I wanted to mention that. So obviously that will not be posted to YouTube, given the subject matter, since it's literally just an update for them. But, I just didn't feel right to not mention it. But, I feel like I owe you guys, some sort of, okay, so I just realized, I can pause these to, collect my thoughts, so it's only been, a minute. If there's, a weird cut, that's why. And, typically I wouldn't do that. But one of my suite mates was in the bathroom, and I don't know, I'm private. I'm not, but, this is more of a personal thing, and I didn't want them, hearing stuff. But, yeah, I feel like I owe you guys, an apology. So, recently I know my mental state has been, quite frankly, god-awful. And I know, here recently and, yesterday's and the one before that, genuinely, I don't remember, because I ramble and, the thoughts, are gone from my head. They come out to hear to you guys, and then, they're just gone. and the only way I'd remember is if I, listen to these again. I feel like I owe you guys an apology, because in these recent rambles, I've been like, I don't think anybody cares. You guys, though I've seen the watch time, it never gets to the end. Nobody watches. Nobody cares. And I feel bad for saying that, and for because it how do I want to word this? I don't want to say I've gotten obsessed with the analytics, but I check my analytics for these constantly, and it's not even like I want to be famous kind of checking my analytics. It's not even that. It's you guys hear me say in all these rambles, I miss my best friend, I miss my bestie. And recently with my therapist talking about what if she doesn't come back, I've started to get worried. What if she was right? What if she doesn't come back? And in my mind it's all right, well, what do I know about my bestie? Well, I think she watches on a TV, and I know that she, to my knowledge, at least when she's watched these before, she watches the whole thing. So I'm okay, we'll watch for TV viewer, high watch time, and the more viewers I get, the higher the chances. Mind you, there's only 5 of them, but not many. It's the more the viewers, the higher the chance. Maybe she saw. Maybe she got to hear about my day, even if it was god awful and it was just me losing my mind for 10-15 minutes. It just, I see, the ramble only got 2 views. If she has been listening to these, she probably didn't see that one, and it just occurred to me now that maybe she's watching them later. But it's it just, in my brain, it was the more viewers, the more chance that she sees them, which, once again, I feel obligated to say this is not at all in a way me trying to contact her or make contact. It's just I don't know, just knowing that she's, keeping up with me in my brain anyway, would signify that, she hasn't gone anywhere. She's here. And I feel like a bad friend for even entertaining the idea that she wouldn't come back, but I'm just worried. But I don't know. So I'm sorry for that, first of all. And then I'm sorry just for my poor mental stability and my outlook on things. Of nobody would want to interact with me, and nobody cares, and there's nobody here, and I'm a terrible person. I feel bad for subjecting you all to this. Now, on the other hand, I feel I want to say that these are my real emotions. Nothing is being faked, and this is just how I get it out. But at the same time, it's I'm worried that when I lose my mind like this, and I'm telling you all that I'm researching that I'm researching how much of whatever I have will end my pain, to put that in a not so blunt way, I guess. Just I worry it sounds like I'm trying to make you feel bad so that you watch more of the video, or you click on the video, and it just that's not my intention. I feel bad for subjecting you all to these episodes of me, being really upset and really sad and losing my mind, as I've so put it in the titles. It's just, I don't these rambles are aside from my therapist, they're the only way that I know how to get this stuff out. And I don't know what to do. And I call, I make special changes to the titles so that, so that I know what they are and that you know what they are, so you can kind of brace yourselves. And when I look back, it's okay, well, on this day I had a really bad day because the ramble was just, me, having an episode or something. And I'm just, I'm sorry if at any point it has felt to any of you that I have used my mental state or my depression or my suicidal thoughts and tendencies, that I'm using them to to try and get more out of you guys as viewers, to try and maybe none of you have had this thought, and that's great because that's not my intention. But just in case, I want to apologize for that too. I just because I don't feel like I've been appreciative enough. Now, mind you, when I say that, I mean like, okay, the viewers, we on average get, I don't know, let's just say 3 to 4 viewers, and those viewers could be, mainly because I don't understand YouTube analytics very well, they could be, person clicked on video by accident, clicks off. Person clicks on video, skips 30 seconds, gets bored, clicks off. And then person who actively seeks these out, because I know at least one person has notifications turned on for these, according to analytics anyway, okay, person seeks these out, sits through however much of it, whatever. So it's like I see the number, but I don't feel like I've been appreciated to the fact that I even have a number. Because in my brain, it's well, if I have viewers, I want them to sit through the whole thing or, sit through a decent chunk. And it's I should be more appreciative of the fact that I even get views at all. I mean, people make videos of, actual content, and they don't get, any views, period. Even if it has, no, even if my 3 views say the average watch time is 30 seconds, at least somebody clicked on the video. There are channels where, nobody even clicks on the video, and it's I'm sorry that I haven't been more appreciative of the fact that, there are people, even if it's by random chance you, don't know me, there are people who click on these and they sit through at least some of me talking into my phone about what, my day, or, I forgot what I was going to say after my day, my mental health problems, or just something I like. Now, mind you, I haven't done a ramble about something I like in a hot minute. I think the last one was one I did about Death Note, or maybe Epic the Musical. I don't know. It's been a while. The deteriorating mental state definitely doesn't help with that. Also, it looks like my PS5 is going to shut off in a minute or two, so if that makes a noise, I'm sorry. Just from idle activity. Yeah, but, I don't... yeah, I wanted to apologize for that. Next... Oh, that was a good one. I'm sorry I yawn all the time when I do these. Yeah, but, next, it's just another one. How do I even want to phrase this one? Let me think. If my bestie is listening to this, I'm sorry that I bring you up constantly. I know I used to do it just a little bit in these, but now it's been every one of them. I say, at least at the end, I say that I miss my bestie, or I talk about her or something, and in my head, there are the 2 theories that I mentioned, okay, maybe she is listening. Okay, there are the 3. Maybe she is listening to them and, she's actually listening and, just to see what's going on. 2, she listens a little bit, she listens to it, not because we're still besties, but just because, I don't know, this is just, I don't have an answer for that one, because I'm just going to assume we're still besties. Or 3, she's not saying these. But, if she is and she doesn't want me to mention her so much, I'm sorry about that. I don't know, this is just, talking about her is one of the only ways I can think of to help cope with the fact that we are currently not in communication or whatever. This is just my way of coping. So I guess if it annoys any of you that I talk about my bestie all the time, I'm sorry. I will not be stopping anytime soon. So I'm sorry for that. I think, I've already apologized for my deteriorating mental state. Of course, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to get any better anytime soon. My therapist constantly is like, if you want to get better, you have to find people to support you. You have to find like a support group. And you guys are like my support group in a way. Of course, I know it's not the exact same, because I know if I had some sort of human interaction, it would probably have a slightly better impact on me. But it's like, people are hard, and I don't really trust much of anybody nowadays. But sorry, I'm getting off track. It's just I'm sorry that you all have to sit here and listen to me like have such a negative, like pessimistic attitude about literally everything, and then I'm so like when I'm playing a visual novel and I see something that reminds me of Esty, and then I miss her so much that I have a breakdown, and then I tell you guys all about the breakdown. I'm sorry that you all have to put up with this. I'm sorry that I can't just always talk about something like positive and fun. And you know what? Here's a good one. I'm sorry that when I get depressed, it spirals into other things. Like right there, I could feel a spiral coming on, and it was just going to keep going. I don't know. I want to be. I mean, even though this is a thing for me to therapeutic coping, whatever, the people who take their time to listen to these for whatever the reason, I still want them to be like of good quality, and like people are like, not necessarily that was a good thing to listen to, but they listened to it and they like, I don't even know. Like Jesus, I've lost my train of thought. Like I want them to listen to one and be like, oh, so okay, well that's what Joe did today. That's what she did, and not Joe's having another mental episode. Let's check in and see how she's losing it this time, because that's all she does. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm like that. I'm sorry that my positive content hasn't been a thing for a hot minute, a long time. Maybe I'll work the gut up to try and like at least make some more online friends or something. I don't know. Of course, they should know my best friend slot is taken and will always be taken. I don't know. Just real life, in person. Well, not real life, because they're all real life. In person friendships are scary. I've genuinely forgotten how to make them. I don't know. Which is a little tricky when your therapist recommends that you make some. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like I owed you all a whole bunch of apologies for a myriad of different reasons. I don't know. Some days it feels like everything is out to get me and everyone is against me. And now I know that like we being the viewer and I aren't in any sort of contact, but it's like, I feel like you guys at least have my back. I mean, you listening to this is a sign, in my opinion, of having my back with everything. And it's nice to at least have that on the days where it feels like everything and everyone is just not on my side. Like yesterday on my dinner, like exploded on me, and it just downhilled and derailed everything. Just feels like everything just goes wrong. But at least I have this. I have a space where I can exert my frustrations. Did I English properly there? I don't know why I was trying to be fancy and say exert instead of like release or something. I don't know. Just doesn't help that this is super random. It doesn't help that I've come from a household where I grew up my entire life of not necessarily hide my emotions, but that's basically what I did. It's, I get sad or angry or whatever, and I don't know what to do with it. And I mean, this is at least something. I feel like I've apologized for everything I could think of that I wanted to apologize for. Sharky, do you have Sharky, do you have anything you'd like to add for the viewers at home? Sharky does not currently have anything he would like to add to the recording, unfortunately. On that note, though, I think... So, yeah, it's been a little over 20 minutes. It's been... 1 minute. It's been like 20 minutes. Almost... It's been like 20... we're like 20 minutes and 30 seconds-ish. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. As always, if you liked what you're listening to, hit like. You can feedback in the comments below. Subscribe and turn on post notifications to stay up to date on things I post. Follow me on Twitter if you feel so inclined to do so for extra content. As always, your support means the world to me, even if I struggle to acknowledge that and appreciate you all. And just know that it does mean the world to me, and I love you all. Most importantly, though, like always, I miss my bestie a whole lot. I cannot wait for the day that we are able to be in contact again, or hang out or do stuff. I would say if that day ever comes, but I'm still choosing to say when, as far away as it probably is. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. I'll be back tomorrow with another ramble. I love you all so much. But until then, bye.